Real quick, before you check out this video, I suggest that you check out this video here. This is right on the edge where I talked about Ghostbusters. It'll provide some nice context before we get this started. Now go ahead. I'll wait. Alright, we good? Alright, let's get this started. The following review is brought to you by Bronies for Good. Do your part to stop cyberbullying. What's good, amigos? Cartoons here, your analysis daily champion checking in. Ghostbusters. What a controversy this has managed to create. Yeah, I made a video a while back talking about my thoughts on the Ghostbusters trailer and how I thought people were overreacting and overhating the trailer. Well, guess what? The movie's finally out. And? Well, was it good? Was it bad? Are you on the side that thinks if you like this movie you're betraying the original? Or are you on the side that if you don't like this then you're a feminist or you're some kind of woman hater or you're against women? Let's find out. Is Ghostbusters as bad as they say it is? Let's see.
How bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally. How bad can I be? How bad can I possibly be?
So let's just get this out of the way. Is it as bad as everyone says it is? Honestly, no. I'm gonna be just completely honest throughout this. I had a blast watching this movie. Now, when I sat down to watch this movie, there was a lot of expectations going into it. The way that I watched it, I decided to just ignore the first and treat this as its own original thing. That's how I wanted to judge this at first. Because every review that I see for this movie says, oh, it was alright, or oh, it was okay, but they always finish with the same thing. It's not the first. I don't think this movie is trying to be the first. I don't think it's trying to recapture the magic. Besides, the second movie happened. Can't exactly recapture that magic, can you? We're never gonna get a Ghostbusters 3, guys, so like, just calm down. But yeah, this was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it, and I'm not even trolling here. I'm not even being like over the top or anything. I really enjoyed this movie. When I looked at this and judged it on its own, I just forgot most of the original stuff that happened. I just judged it on what it presented to me as a movie. I wanted to see how it could stand out just on its own. And on that regard, it did pretty good. I thought that the humor was pretty good. I felt like the trailer maybe have given it some not good footing to work off of. A bad start, if you will. On top of that, I thought the four main leads did pretty good. They didn't get as much interaction as I hoped, but there was a fair amount of chemistry to it. I know how one Mr. Silverquill thought that it was, oh, it couldn't make me laugh. Well, Silver buddy, I'm sorry, but a lot of us younger folks have a good sense of humor to us. I'm sorry that you can't quite comprehend that. Silverquill. I don't know how I'm gonna even touch you. I don't think I can. You're untouchable. But, you know, I've always had the philosophy that silver is always good for second place. So I'll just leave it at that. Now, who did I think was the best Ghostbuster in this? Who do you think was the one that captured everyone's attention the most? Holtzman. Absolutely. She is my favorite character in all of this. But I know what some of you are saying. But she's a lesbian and we can't make fun of her or target her because the director didn't over-sexualize her. We can't do anything about it. Oh, give me a frickin' break. You guys, this is what I love about today. This is what I love about people on Tumblr or people on Twitter or people who just want to complain. You'll find anything to complain about. Fat shaming Moana, getting angry at this because the character is a lesbian, Walking Dead getting all upset because two guys made out. There is no pleasing any of you. That's kind of why I stopped pleasing you guys. Because you're all fickle, you all don't care. You can never win, you can never please anybody. So, with that in mind, I still enjoyed this movie. Melissa McCarthy's character, I'll be honest, this was not her strongest role. I've seen her do better. Spy, I think, is her best performance. Kristen Wiig, is she supposed to be the main character? Is Melissa McCarthy supposed to be the main character? Whatever tension they have going on between them, I didn't quite understand. But they made it presentable in a way that could actually work for the both of them. And, to be honest, there were some pretty funny moments that they had. I'm not saying that they're bad actresses. They're great. I just believe that given certain scripts or certain circumstances, you may not always get what you want. That's the thing that happens with a lot of movies. You have to understand that. Some movies, the actors could do the best they can, but if they're given a crap script, then what do you expect? Or sometimes you're given a great script, but with actors or actresses that don't know what they're doing. So, yeah, I guess it kind of balances itself out in the end when you have one or the other. It's just kind of like opposites not attracting. It's weird to explain. Leslie Jones was an interesting character because a lot of people started to jump on that for the whole racist stereotype thing. Well, you know what? I don't think that. I think some people are just a little too sensitive. Some innocent cinnamon rolls couldn't handle it. Well, sorry if that's not the type of woman that you can handle, or sorry if that's just not the way you wanted them represented. I thought she did fine. Honestly, I thought she did fine. That's the one way I can sum up this movie. I thought it did fine. Nothing spectacular. I chuckled throughout it. I enjoyed it. I didn't want to leave the theater. There wasn't a point at this where I'm just like, oh God, I don't want to be here. I enjoyed it. And I feel like I'm going to get hate for that, because I'm betraying the original, apparently. Well, yeah, no, because it's okay to like a reboot. It really is. Take this to heart. You're allowed to like a reboot, and you're allowed to like the original. You don't always have to favor one over the other. Except when it's the Avatar movies, in which case you're free to do whatever. Now, was there anything that I didn't like? Well, Kevin, I'm gonna be honest, Chris Hemsworth character, I know he was supposed to be incompetent, I know he was supposed to be quirky and a little bit dorky, but there's a fine line when it comes to that, and this movie kind of tipped a little bit over it. It's funny because looking at this movie, there was a lot of points where the humor hit right on the mark, but then there were other points where it just stumbled and it fell flat on its face and you kind of felt sorry for it. Chris Hemsworth is the target for most of that, but then, by the way, I'm not going to go into many spoilers with this, but what Kevin gets throughout this. At one point during the movie, I'm like, alright, finally you're hitting your stride. At least we can work with that. The CGI in this movie, well, it's better than Haunted Mansion. I'll give it that. CGI's gotten better over the years, but maybe I just prefer the original visual style. Not saying that this is bad, I just prefer something different. So, I guess that's something. The villain kind of irked me too. What was it, Rowan, or something? I guess it was a nice way to get certain things about the movie involved, but it felt really, really silly. It honestly did. I'm watching this just like, am I supposed to take this seriously? I don't know. Maybe the other thing as well, the pacing went all over the place with this movie. I think it's like, I felt like it went a little too fast. Most movies are like tight, you know, they get from one point to the other and it feels natural. This one kind of just went all over the place. By the time we got to like where the villain comes into play, I'm just like, wait, we're here already? Like, that was quick. Okay, it's kind of retreading a bit of the first movie, but I like it. This can work. I like where this is going. By the way, I love the Fall Out Boy and Missy Elliott remix. I know that some people have put that on blast too because it's not the original. Well, if you buy the soundtrack, the guy who did the original theme, the soundtrack is on there. Why do you guys complain so much? Music is music. It's gonna sound like crap on some days. Fall Out Boy has some bad days. I'm not gonna try to defend them. Music artists have bad days, okay? It's not like it's the end of the world. If you don't want to listen to it, don't listen to it. What a concept. No, you know what, you all are idiots. Oh my god, look, overhyping and overhating this movie. You all look like idiots now. Because look at how the scores are. The reviews for this movie came out fine. There's gonna be a sequel. There's gonna be a cinematic universe to it. You guys all whined and complained for nothing because the majority of people that I know, well, they didn't hate this movie. It's like getting a needle for the first time. You think it's gonna be terrible, but it's just a little prick and just like, oh, ow, oh, well, that wasn't so bad. It's not like it's the end. Oh, the controversy around this, I was able to just let all that go and just enjoy this movie for what it was. Just like I said in the movie, I'm just gonna go to this, I'm gonna enjoy it for what it is. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I love it, I love it. But if I just think it's okay, then I just think it's okay. So let's just leave it at that and move on. Also, while I'm at it, the cameos, some of them were funny, some of them kind of missed. That's not really a complaint, but like, whatever. So at the end of the day, was it as bad as everyone said it was? Was it going to be the most terrible thing ever? Is it going to be winning all the Razzies? No. Honestly, there are worse movies that have come out. Compared to this was not as bad. So I would recommend going to see it for yourself, judge it for yourself. And if you don't want to see it, okay, no harm done. It's just how it works. I give this a Holtzman Funko out of 5. Alright, now that we got that review out of the way, I have a little response from Mr. FNGR. I like what you said about me. You actually threw some decent punches at me, sir. I'll give you that. I think I know a way we can settle this, though. If I'm correct, the winner of Analysis Daily gets a King of Limbo podcast. Now, Toon has already gotten 2 podcasts. You haven't dealt with me yet. So how about this, man? How about Cartoons King of Limbo? An exclusive interview for what you want. Just so maybe I can give this back or something. I'm still gonna be the Analysis Daily champion whether anybody likes it or not. So, how's that? Challenge, King of Limbo. You know where to call me. This has been Cartoons. I'm awesome. You're not.